Alright YouTube, I'm going to do a oil change on my zero turn. These directions will are pretty universal for many zero turns, especially the Toro and other commercial branded zero turns are going to be very similar, as a lot of the brands have the FX Kawasaki. But if you don't have the same engine as I do, you can still follow these directions, and they will go for most mowers, even lawn tractors. And if you do not have a zero turn, you have a lawn tractor or a garden tractor, I'll have a video link in the description to go to the garden tractor video for an oil change. But yeah, this is a Toro 2000 I'm going to be doing, but it has an FX Kawasaki, which is pretty universal along the commercial mower lines. But I'm at 111 hours, I believe. Last time I changed it, I think, was 8 hours. So according to my manual, I'm allowed to go to 100 on the oil and 200 on the filter, but I'm just going to change them both at the same time just because it makes me feel better, I guess. I don't know. I think it's goofy when you have an oil interval and a filter interval that are different. So I got what you need down here for the job. This is a FX 691V, by the way, but all the FX series engines have very similar displacements cubic inch wise, so they'll match up pretty similar. This you'll need an oil pan. I suggest gloves. Those are optional. A rag is optional. For this specific mower, the filter is a PN 49065-7007 from Kawasaki. I can probably put a Fram link or a Bosch link if you need one, if you guys let me know. This one's made in the USA, which is nice. For the oil, you can either do an SAE 30 or SAE 10 weight 30. I would have liked to gone with, you can even do a SAE 40 oil if you'd like to do that too. But I would have liked to gone with SAE 30. I actually have some, but I don't have enough. So this is what I'm going to use. This is a SAE 10 weight 30 synthetic blend, so it's a mix of synthetic and conventional, theoretically. And it takes 2.1 quarts, which is kind of annoying. So I have a little bit of this Havoline 10 weight 30. I'm going to throw in just a splash to get it to that 2.1 quarts that the machine requires. And my specific mower, I have a hose drain. Pretty easy. I need 2 11/16 open-end wrenches, or you can use a monkey wrench if you rather that. And that's pretty much all you need. Of course, interchanges for mowers are all different. Oil change intervals for mowers are all different. This one's 100 hours. And I'll leave with you with the first thing you got to do is you got to get your machine warm. It sounds like something you wouldn't want to do, but you want to get all that sludgy stuff mixed up. And before you do that, this specific mower at least, you want to pull out the oil drain, which is this big rubber hose right here. You're doing this now so when it's hot you don't get burned, but you just loop it around like that, and that's how you're going to drain your oil on this machine. And I'll start it up for you guys, and I'll leave you guys at that once I get warmed up. Yeah, let it run for 3-4 minutes to mix up the oil and allow any sediment at the bottom to get mixed up as well. Alright, you guys, once you get your engine nice and warmed up, or somewhat warmed up, warm enough that you think it stir up the oil a bit, it's time to drain the actual oil. So you'll need your oil pan down there, and for this mower you'll need the 2 11/16 wrenches. You're just gonna, it'll be hot, so just be careful, and you'll just drain it right into the oil pan. This one's pretty easy because it's got this flexible thing. Some of them have like a little downspout on the side that works this in similar fashion. So hopefully you guys can see that I got it loose. What I'm going to do now, make sure the oil pan is below, and I'm going to should just splash right out of here. There we go. Going like that. Put your your plug to the side, and I would suggest unscrewing your dipstick a bit to allow some better oil flow, air to get in so it flows a little faster. As you can see, got some bubbles in mine. That's what that tannish stuff is. But this takes 2.1 quarts, so this actually holds quite a bit of oil. So you can see this is what I'm doing here. Just drains right out of the block right there. And there's your fill. You can loosen that up. Alright guys, I'll get back to you once this completely stops draining. Alright YouTube, so once yours comes to a stop dripping, or just comes to a very light drip, you can go ahead and put your bolt back in. Slides back in and twist on, like so. There's a little O-ring or some kind of washer at the end of that, I do believe. Goes on like that. Get your 11/16 open end wrench again, and get a little snug there. Don't want that coming undone while you're mowing. Okay. And then your next step here is getting this oil filter right here. Now, my machine has a, you can see here's the oil filter, and it's got a slot right here for the oil to drip down. It's kind of a smart design if you ask me. And it's got this little ramp right here, so when the oil comes out it runs down this and drips in through that slot. So you want to make sure your oil pan is underneath that slot right there so it can drip down. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to take this oil filter off by hand or not. I should be able to theoretically, but I don't know how tight I put it on when I did it last. Yep, just reach in there, and this might be a little bit more difficult. Just twist it right off. So you can see it's going to do its job there, run down that little ramp. Mine's pretty nasty around here for some reason. Drip right into that. So I'm going to undo it a little bit more, drain it off through that slot. This filter is nasty. Grab the filter. There's the filter. It's filled with oil. I'm just gonna put it in the pan for now and get my little rag. I accidentally spilt a little right here, so I'm gonna help it off and push it down that way. And as you can see right there, that's where it hooks up. You can sort of see the idea of that ramp now. Makes cleanup a lot easier. Oil just runs down that ramp through that slot and right into the pan beneath. I don't even think my John Deere has that design. But you want to let that drip out a bit, and then get your rag like this, and then clean off that ramp and all around that, and where the seal is going to sit on that metal piece. And do that real quick and clean up, and I'll get right back with you. And as you can see, mine's nice and cleaned off now to prepare to seal up the new oil filter. Okay, to prep your new oil filter for mounting, you want to get your filter out here. Obviously you want to double check the part number with this one and the old one. I already know this one's the correct filter. I'll let you look inside there. See what there's a metal grate and filter media and that kind of stuff on there. But you will need to get your oil bottle, crack her open as such. And what you want to do is get your finger, you can't really see this, but dip it into the oil bottle get some oil on your finger like that and rub it onto this seal. Like that. You can be pretty generous with this. It doesn't really that helps seal it up against the engine block so it doesn't leak or anything. Alright, and once you got that extra oil on, what you want to do now is go ahead and mount it onto that slot you see. Be careful not to strip it out or anything. And once it touches the block there, like that, you wanted to give it a full 1/2 turn pretty much. Which for me would be right there. That's a full 1/2 turn. Let you read the box there. What exactly does the filter thing say? It says that. Alright, so now hopefully you guys saw that. I got it mounted up there. And you can put this hose back as well. Won't be needing that anymore. That just hides away right there along the beneath the engine there. And now time to fill up the oil. Okay, so here's my manual. Here's what it says about what oil to use. I can use SAE 40, SAE 30, SAE 10 weight 30, 10 weight 40, and this zero turn won't be used when it's that cold. So this being Alabama and it getting to 110, obviously this oil would actually work the best, but all I have right now is just SAE 10 weight 30. I have some SAE, I have this one actually as well, but I don't have enough of it. So you can see there's the capacities of this engine. Of course, ensure that you know the capacities of your own engine. Let's see, 2.1 liters. So we'll see what I can squeeze out of here. 2.1 liters, 71 fluid ounces. Yeah, and also important to note how to read the actual engine oil level. You do not screw it in. You just slightly push it until it makes contact and then check the oil level. Alright, let me get back to you guys. Alright YouTube, to finish up here we need to refill the oil. This one takes 2.2 quarts. For some reason in the manual they put it in liters and ounces. I guess thinking we're in Canada or something. So 2.1 liters is 2.2 quarts. So that's how much I'm going to put in. Each one of these, of course, if you already know, one of these is a quart. 32 fluid ounces. This holds 71 fluid ounces. So, yeah. And of course, I got that extra bottle of Havoline to ensure we have enough. So, a funnel is suggested. Of course, not necessary, but always suggested. Just take the dipstick out. Sometimes they put some interesting things on the dipstick you might want to read. This one actually has what oils I'm supposed to use on the dipstick inside here. It says SE 30 or 10 weight 30. And then the oil class you have to use SF, SG, SH, or SJ class. This engine I guess was built before the SN class, but SN is going into it. And whatever the heck this Kawasaki stuff is rated at. This Kawasaki is SL, so that's what they gave us, so that's what we're going to use. Of course, put your funnel in there. That's a small funnel, probably not going to last long. And I'm just going to dump this first quart in because I already know it's going to take at least that amount. This is a synthetic blend. I probably made it synthetic because it's a 10 weight 30. Probably helps at the higher temperatures, since this is has a winter grade to it. I don't know why they have a winter grade to it. Of course, oil is expensive, so make sure you get every last drop out of there. And keep in mind, I'm using Kawasaki oil just to make sure I don't void my warranty or anything. Who knows what they'll call you out on. Alright, this is quart number 2. This takes 2.2 quarts, so I should be just fine putting the second one in just as fast as I put the first one in, especially since we did a full filter change. Take the cap off there. My John Deere, I would like to try putting a Rotella 15 weight 40 in there. I think that would possibly make it run a little cooler. It's a really thick, it's actually a diesel oil, or maybe a 10 weight 40 synthetic from Rotella T, or Rotella, because Rotella is actually really cheap. I actually have it in my diesel engine over there, and it seems to work pretty well. I think I put the 15 weight 40 is what I have in that. Alright, second quart in there. It's just dripping. Alright, so I'm gonna see where we're at on the oil level right now, just because we're getting close to it here. Pull your funnel out, dip it in. I would imagine this has some type of safety zone in it. See, yeah, it actually says I'm well within the safe limit, but I gotta put in the full 2.2 quarts here. Plus, there's probably some on the stick and running down the side walls. So I have like 3.1 quarts in here. So I'm gonna splash it down to like 3, or a little bit below 3. Get my funnel again. This Havoline oil is actually higher quality than the Kawasaki, apparently, by the API number. Just a splash more. Alright, that should be good for this engine. Be sure to check with your engine manufacturer or your manual to see how much your machine actually holds. This is going to look really high on the dipstick because it's got to filter through the oil filter first, and that takes quite a bit of oil as well. You can actually see how much oil it takes. It holds 6 ounces of oil, so this is going to read quite high. So yeah, I'm at the U on full. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Nope. On the U on full, but that's okay because it has to fill up the oil filter as well. Once the oil pump gets running within the engine, it will suck some of that into the actual engine filter, and we'll double check it again. Alright, so screw that in there, and That's a good double check too, that you actually have oil in there and you're not going to start up a dry motor. And we want to go ahead and start it up and let it run that oil through. I'm going to pull the oil pan out from underneath. Let's go ahead, start it up. Let it run for a little bit, a minute or two or so. Get back to you when we go double check the oil level. Okay, so once you've let it run for a minute or two, you need to double check the oil and make sure it's sucked it into the oil filter and whatnot. And make sure you're not running it dry. That's not a good thing to do. I've had to fix one of those motors, and it's not pretty. So just unscrew your oil cap, get a clean towel or rag or something like that. Maybe you can see mine. There you go, now you can see what it says on the oil stick. It says, for correct oil level, do not turn cap onto threads. That's important. So just make sure it's nice and clean so you can easily read it. So you just stick it down there, pull it back out so you can see. Maybe. I'm at the full mark, so I'm good with this machine. We have all the oil we need. Alright YouTube, I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, leave me a comment, let me know. But thanks, be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, and give me a like. Thanks.